11 o'clock in Ontario, and I'm going to do a little bit of a live stream here. So hopefully I'll have some visitors. If not, I'm just going to ramble, and I'm going to let you watch the road as I'm driving. Okay, that isn't going to work the way I thought it would. Actually, I'm just going to pull up for a minute and set up my camera. Oh. That's not going to work. Well, that's not going to go the way I thought it would. Hey, Noopy. How's it hanging, buddy? We had a bit of a winter comeback here last night. Thought I'd be able to use my phone mount there, but it just wants to be in the way, and if I can't get the mount out of the way, then I've got a really dirty window behind it, so you can't see. Oh, I can read and drive. That's not a problem, man. These roads are so desolated. Right now it's about as high a traffic count as you get around here. Well, hello from Selkirk, Manitoba. I can't read your name, but I could read what you said there. Welcome to Northwestern Ontario. Yeah, Canada does suck in the wintertime. But now that the road crews have been out and assaulted the roads. They're quite a bit more pleasant to drive on. This morning I was heading the other way, and this stretch of road was not nice. I was white knuckling the whole thing, and I had a deadline looming at the other end. I had a truck to meet. Hello, Abby. How are you? Thanks for joining the channel and, just keeping me company while I barrel down the highway here and share the scenery that, I get to enjoy on a very regular basis. I know my friends in the Philippines and southern United States, they don't get to see this. And for me, this is something that happens 3, 4, 5 times a year in the wintertime, that the trees are covered like this. No, I'm not going to do mods yet. I mean, this is basically my first live that I'm spending some time on, so we'll just let it go like this for now, for today. Besides which, trying to set up mods for the first time while I'm driving might be a little more challenge than I wanted to tackle. No, my channel's been live for 4 years, Newfie, but I haven't done a whole lot of posting. Like, even if you look at my recent videos, there's one about the mistakes with the pre-manufactured houses. That video was uploaded 4 years ago, but I only made it public a month ago. So it's been there, but it's been sitting as a private video. And I finally decided, it's time to release this shit, because the company that's making the houses just fucks them up so bad. The road that I just passed there on the left, down there about 5 miles, are a number of First Nations communities. And the company I do a lot of work for, we have a pile of houses put in there. I've spent weeks in there working on them. Hey, Abby. Born August 19th. Are you Leo, or is it Virgo that's the next one? Right now, Newfie, I'm not sure when I will go back. It was my plan to go back next month, but after returning from my visit with Lovely in September, the big contract that was supposed to be there got canceled. So I went from having steady work for over a year to, what the fuck are we doing tomorrow? I hope you guys are enjoying the scenery. Sorry about that. These roads are going through areas where there might be little pockets of disconnection. Guess that's the drawback of living in an area where the population is so low. The cell companies don't want to put in the towers to make the coverage. Hey, Noopy, you still visiting Lovely's channel? Yeah, after she broke it off with me, I stopped going to her channel, canceled my membership, took her off my, and then, unsubscribed. So just to give you an idea of where I'm at, this is the highway that runs between Highway 11 and 17. The north end of the highway is Kenora. The south end is right along the Minnesota. This is Highway 71. Obviously, they had to do a little blasting to get through here. Yeah, Noopy, she was my long distance girlfriend. And then I went there and spent 3 weeks with her. The video where she was riding the quad and doing that rainbow slide. The footage that she used to make those videos actually was, I shot that on my camera and then cross-loaded it to her for her to make those videos. Because if you notice, she's the one in it, and there was a cameraman. So yeah, the cameraman was me. Or the video in a place called Eden. We had gone to Davao to pick up my dentures again, and then we went out there to have an afternoon together, and she wandered off and shot that video. I think she broke it off because she was looking at Bat Signal and I forget the name of the guy from Britain that was sending her money all the time. Whoever is that? Steve asking, where am I? I am in northwestern Ontario. It's actually Highway 71 in Ontario. This is part of the Trans-Canada Highway. I think if I'm going to do more lives when I'm driving, I'm going to bring my tablet along. It'll give me bigger text to read, and it puts the text in a separate pane on the side. Oh, Noopy, you have no idea. Money, money, money. I mean, just listen to our live streams. Please send me super sticker, or PayPal constantly. And when I moved on, and started watching other streamers, I realized, she did a lot of begging. Hello, Leah. Yeah, I watch a few other streamers now, and the one, she has a full-time job, and then mixes in some streaming for a little extra money. But she's got a doctorate, so streaming's not her income, her primary income. And then there's another one that is in the countryside and has income from the farming. Her and her family have a big farm, so she's got that income, and the streaming is just gives her mad money, so she can go on vacation, and she's built herself her own house slash studio. Recently, she took her mom and dad into the city for a night in a hotel and dinner out, and the first time ever that they stayed gone somewhere overnight in their life. Yeah, those are the two main ones that I watch. The funny thing is, the streamers are on opposite ends of the country. Leah, I am driving. This morning I had to leave the shop at before 6 a.m. It is now coming up to noon, but I had to leave before 6 a.m. to meet up with some big trucks that were hauling parts of a modular building, and they needed wood blocks to set the buildings down on. So I brought them the wood blocks, because taking them to the site would be almost another day of driving, for me, and I just don't need to do that. Not when I can spend drive 3 hours, meet with them, spend a half hour of cross-loading them onto the big trucks, and then I go back home. What am I driving? I am driving a GMC 1500 truck. So can anybody kind of tell what my speed is based on how quick stuff is passing by? Or do you want to see my speedometer? And 80's a little on the light side there, Newbie. Actually doing 100 to 105, but I'm about to come into town, and I got to drop her back to the 6-0. Yeah, sorry the picture's so bouncy and moves around, but my arm is the stand for today. So every bounce of the road, comes through the arm and up to the phone. I think when I get to that town, there's a police station on the south side. I better put this thing away, because I really don't feel like getting a $1,200 fine for having it in my hand. This is Sabaskong. It's a First Nation community, basically a reserve. But, the government drops a whole shit ton of money into places like this. And this one's not that bad. There's one north of Kenora where every year they got, settlement checks of, $50,000 per person. And that's a big res. Now, right up here on the right, coming up, is an opening into a lake. Right here, this is Lake of the Woods. And if you look on the map, that is one massive lake with thousands of islands in it. Makes navigating through it quite a challenge. But the interesting thing about that lake is there's a lot of professional anglers that'll make 2 trips a year up here to go fishing. One in the open water season, right? So they fish from a boat, and the second trip is when the ice is out, or the lake is covered in ice, and they go out there ice fishing. Now, I didn't see any ice shack there. Actually, the shacks have had to be removed from the ice by March 1st, but they have places that they just put out there for people to stay in, and you sit in there and you go fishing. Yeah, these people have made a mess of my windshield. And here we are in the north end of this town with the cop shop on the south end. Okay, the cop's not sitting here at the plaza. It's one of his hangouts. Sure you can. Newpie, you're living in Newfoundland? Oh, we don't live in the ice age, buddy. In the summertime, we hit 35 degrees Celsius here. It gets almost as hot as the Philippines, and just as humid because we got so much fresh water. I am headed down to Fort Frances. You ever been off the rock, Newfie? Thanks, Troy. You have a good day yourself. Right here where the green sign is, right there, is the output of a bridge. And underneath the bridge is a power electric generating station. And over there, the yellow building is a hangar for a fly-in, fly-out service that takes people to lakes that you cannot drive to. So that's their hangar. And right up here is their, basically, it's their airport. This is where they dock the planes. And then people park down in there. That service is not cheap. I think right now, or last I heard, at the American plan for a fly-in camp, it's about $3,500 per person, and that's, you know, American plan. So when they fly in, they'll fly food in for you as well. Fly in, fly out, and a week of food and lodging. And some of their cabins have like a minimum of 4-person, booking, or minimum 6-person booking. So those flying services will start moving again the end of May. Because the fishing season opens, I think it's the first Saturday in June. So you guys get a better view. Thank you all for coming and visiting, for the likes. And I'm going to do this again. Have a good day, folks.